Okay, so dear Dharma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body and keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and bring your attention to this bell sound. And while you're focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind and relax your breathing with your thoughts. So do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened One. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, before we start our practice session, as usual, we'll take few minutes to understand ourselves, reflect on this practice and see why we have to practice this meditation and what are the benefits that we can gain. So when it comes to today, our life most of time depend on informations. No one can escape from that. So most of time that informations bring us kind of like a unbalance. There are very few informations that you can find to develop the happiness and the satisfaction in you. But you have to understand in the depth of this all, there is a worldly nature. So it is better for us sometimes go back to basic. So go back to basic means you have to hold into awe, you have to reflect in awe, you have to remind the very nature of this world. So the very fundamental behavior of this all. Why? Otherwise, sometimes the fear, disappointment, unhappiness, sadness, worry, it's going to happen. So then underneath this all, you have to remember there is a river keep moving. That river is called the change. This everything belongs to that river. Even when it comes to ourselves, we can't be the same. We are deeply always changing. So when it comes to our blood, it's kind of like for a day, 100 billion blood cells is keep producing and becoming new. And it's when it comes to kind of like this particles, 600,000 particles per hour is becoming new. And when it's come to your guts, every 6 days, it completely become new. Your liver, every 6 weeks, it's completely changed. So if you look, even your own, this body, as you know, there are many kind of changes happening moment by moment, moment by moment. And it's you are kind of like your life mean from day, morning to night. If you put a kind of like a camera behind you, you will see how this river keep flowing. So first you have to understand it within yourself, and then it gives some kind of wisdom to you about this change. Otherwise you can't survive. Otherwise you will always get disappointed, unhappy, worried. Why? You have to remember the very nature of this world. So the world itself sometimes mentioned, defined, lujjati palujjati loko. So the world itself means it's always breakable, fragile. It's not going to be solid. It cannot be concrete. It cannot be unchangeable. It's always changing. It's always breakable. That's the physical, the nature of the world. So as you know, when it comes to the earth, look, in California and Los Angeles, it's always we have the kind of like alarm, this earthquake alarm. And anytime it can happen, and you don't know. Today we are here like this. But underneath this earth, even though it looks like solid, it is not like that. So your life the same. You have to understand this nature. And then somehow you have to develop some kind of spiritual practice with you. So especially understanding. So the spiritual practice here means through this meditation will give you a deeper understanding about the very fundamental nature, the organic nature about the world. And once you know that, you can recover very easily out of any situation, because we go this journey of samsara until we attain to the nibbana. So attaining to nibbana is the final goal, but maybe we have to go through different stages for that. So then this practice should help for you today and for this conventional life and for your samsaric journey. And how it can help. So then remember when it comes to your life. So what the Buddha taught and what you can experience, life itself is suffering, dukkha. So the suffering has certain stages. One is called dukkha. So this is not about personally just only for you. This is the very nature of the world. So understanding that is very important. So the pain that have and the disease and sometimes aging, death, and always the disappointment, this all belong to the dukkha, the unsatisfaction. That is one layer that you can see very easily. It is visible. And another one is the viparinama dukkha. So the viparinama dukkha means this, because of this everything change. We have no power over anything to keep remaining in a certain way, the way we want, anything. Even our physical appearance, even our feelings, the sensation, the happiness. Maybe you enjoy something, you want to keep continue it, but it's not going to be there like that. So whatever you enjoy, it's going to just change, disappear. Like how there is an example, it's a like how this horse tail or the cow tail. Maybe you have seen it when it moves, it's so fast. So the life changed like that past. So if you know that, when the change happen, very, very easily, you can develop your awareness, otherwise you go crazy. So the viparinama dukkha means that because of the change, that whatever the mental struggle that you keep doing to hold something, to keep the same pleasure or the same sensation or the same hope, but it's not going to happen. One day you have to let go it. And the sankhara dukkha is that all this, that the concept or the idea about me or I am, and I want to, if this is me, I want to keep it for me. So like that, we always have a kind of like a connection towards me. But look, by the time what happens, whatever belongs to you, it itself go away. Maybe your parents already gone. Your grandparents already gone. There was a time for you, you spend the time with your parents, and maybe without parents, maybe you can't even sleep. You can't eat. You can't go anywhere without your parents. You always need them. You had like that time. And maybe your brothers, sisters, you always used to play with them and used to be with them. Always you thought they need you, you need them. But look, by the time what happened to you. And maybe your school friends, and wherever your neighbors, sometimes you met in a certain place, everybody, hold as my. But look, just look yourself and then you will see what happened to you. you wash away far, to somewhere else. And you never believe today you sitting in this place like this. You don't have your parents, you don't have your husband, you don't have your wife, children, they are in somewhere else. And today maybe you have this body like this, look like this, So, but by the time what happens, as you know, this is skin every day, and dying. And this, the people go to salon, they know, and if, sometimes, and the nails, every day you have to cut, hair, we have to shave every day. It's everything, every day keep going. So whatever this appearance look like this, remember, even that also not going to be there with you within another 10, 20 years. If you don't believe that, if you don't understand that, you will start to become miserable about you. Because when you look yourself, you completely different. Now you get disappointed. Why? Because you change. No, you have to understand. You have to understand this is going to happen to everything. So that will give some kind of balance to yourself rather than becoming crazy, becoming disappointed, unhappy, sad, worry, and especially this unknown fear. So it will slowly take you out from that. So that's why the wisdom itself going to become the protection for you. There's nothing else. So then learn this and understand this and remember it, keep it kind of like a spare wheel. You know, when it comes to vehicles, it has some vehicles has a spare wheel. In case something, if you get a flat tire, you can replace that. Sometimes in this samsaric journey, we go, today we are like this, but tomorrow maybe we're going to get a flat tire with our whole life, you know. Then what will happen if you don't have a spare wheel? You're always going to become cry, disappointed, lamented, you know, miserable, and you feel like you want to kill yourself, die, and you give a hard time to other people. Why? Because you don't understand this. But the Dharma is kind of like, if you keep it close to you, oh, when things, you know, when you get a flat tire, boom, you have a replacement. Don't worry. So for conventional life, Dharma help you like that. Wisdom help you like that. And the most important thing is that wisdom you have to, if you can keep some wisdom close to your heart, that's going to become very important, because that's going to become the antidote for this suffering, which we call the dukkha, the suffering. Suffering everywhere. It's like a bug. It's like a dangerous virus. No one can escape from that. So, but the antidote for this suffering is the wisdom. So suffering everywhere, that doesn't mean you have to suffer. If you have the wisdom, you can stay away from suffering, and at the same time, by the time you can get out of this system. Because if you come to this system, it doesn't matter, in this very moment you stay without suffering, but somehow it's going to come back. Why? Because this life happened because of something else. There are many other things need to happen this life. So then that things change, you're going to change. So that's why the Dharma or the wisdom keep close to your life. Especially, remember this Dharma or the wisdom keep close to your heart. One of the best wisdom that you can keep close to your heart is wisdom about the change. You should know everything change. For the moment, maybe you experience, because of our environment, because of our language we talk, because of the background, our culture, tradition that we come, because of that things, for a certain level, we're going to experience some situation, but it's going to change. So there is a psychological experiment done to get this experience. In a laboratory, with the students, what they did, they put 3 baskets. So in that 3 baskets, one is ice, one is hot water, and one is room temperature normal water. So what the experiment they did, so they invite volunteer students and ask them to put one hand on the ice bucket and other hand on the hot water, and keep for a few minutes, and then take out both hands suddenly quickly and put it to the room temperature, water, normal water. In that very moment, what the experience come to this body, the body start to change, the entire nerve system change, because this cold water, the ice water, once you put it to this normal water, your hand, because when it was the cold, the ice, you feel very cold. But suddenly, once you put it to the room temperature, you start to feel warm. And this hot water hand, you take out, and once you put it to the normal water, this room temperature water, you start to feel cold. So in that very moment, your body, your nerve system start to react in different ways. Because see that, as example, your left hand experience the very cold, your right hand experience the very hot. And suddenly, when the room temperature, you put both hands together, but still your right hand suddenly start to feel cold and your left start to feel warm. But the environment in that very moment is the same temperature, the normal water. So what that means, so according to the environment, what we feel change. And that change, that whenever you are capable to change the environment, you have no power over you, then you start to feel different. And that whatever we condition by ourselves, it conditioned by only in that environment. And once you get out of that, you completely going to experience something opposite. So this is the power of the change. So then what you need to understand. So we live in this river of change. So whatever happiness, unhappiness, sadness, worry, disappointment, joy, pleasure, this everything cannot be there forever. It has to be changed. So see, nowadays, there is a war keep going. But sometimes some people get disappointed. But if you look at the human history, there were more dangerous, more ugly situations happened, but it all changed. So this also cannot be the same like that. One day it has to change. One day it has to change. So once it comes to your mind, you're not going to be disappointed. Another thing is, and nowadays, this everywhere, this news, everybody talk about money, bank. What happened to banks? One of my friend called, hey, if you have cash, if you have money in the bank, get it and keep it in your hand, like cash. Don't put it in the bank. I wish. So everybody, now talk about these banks, because one banks, collapse, whatever happened, this economy. But the thing is, anything cannot be forever. It may happen, of course, how it's not kind of like everything going to be super normal. It's not any, of course, how the stock market goes always up and down, things collapse. But when that situation comes, can you keep your balance? And things going to be okay. In that very moment also, can you keep your balance knowingly this all the peak of the success or the bottom of failure, this both going to change. Why you disappointed? So if you can keep that balance, you recognize that Because it is not about what is happening in the outside. It is about you. And then out of that information, if you get lost, if you get unbalanced, if you go crazy, disappointed, that disappointment leads you to make disturb. You can't sleep well, you can't wake up well, you go into miserable, you make mistakes. And just imagine if everybody going to be like that way. What will happen? Then everything going to collapse. This all depend on the mind. That's the principle. So then how about the other side? Can you just even, even it is possible, can you just think you are not going to be miserable. You keep your balance knowingly whatever situation come, this going to change. So then you keep your balance. You're not going to go crazy. You're not going to become kind of like a zombie. You're not going to be kind of like unbalanced. You're going to be okay. You keep your awareness. You do your things, your day-to-day things. You just become relaxed. Just imagine your neighbors, your city, and your state. It's everyone like that. And then the entire country like that. And how about if that wisdom go to entire world? Then everybody. So the world is situation always going to be up and down. But remember, this wisdom about the change for the good and the bad, for the both, is going to be equal. Nothing can remain the same. We all are kind of like a stars. Remember, we all are kind of like the dust in this universe. This everything move fast. And have you seen, look, now you can see this on YouTube, you can see how fast this, stars move in this universe. We all are same like this. We all moving very fast. You have to understand that. But in the moment when that unbalance comes, you have to just keep your balance, your awareness, knowingly. It's only for the moment. It's not going to be forever. So in that very moment, maybe step back a little bit. Don't make a big deal out of it. Don't go into, unnecessary things. Don't go into unnecessary argument. Don't go into unnecessary convenience. Don't go into unnecessary state. They are also, they are also jackal. And it came to the tiger one day and told, this grass is look like blue. So the tiger told, are you crazy? This all grass green. The jackal told, no, it's blue. Now they had argument. So then the jackal told, okay, let's go to the king, the lion. And they went to the lion. And the lion asked, what happened? And the lion was busy because the king is busy. But still, this tiger come with the big, arguments. Now he need to make a time. And then somehow, he found the time and asked, okay, what's the problem? Tell me. And then this tiger told, oh, this jackal telling this grass is blue, but it is green. So the lion right away, he didn't take a, 1 second, right away it told, you wrong. It told to the tiger, you wrong. As a punishment, 6 months, you are not allowed to talk. Jackal was so happy. And then Jackal was dancing, and jumping here and there and went away. And the tiger was shocked. And he couldn't believe how this happened. Maybe he made a mistake, And he came back again to the lion and asked, it is not fair. Why you punish me like this? And what I told is right. But still, are you an idiot to tell the grass is blue? So then the lion told this, I punish you not because of the grass is blue or green. I punish you as a tiger. You are responsible. Character. You are not allowed to argue with this kind of idiot. So you don't understand your own responsibilities. You don't understand your value. That's why I punish you. So see, like you person, when you go to argue with that kind of idiot, and my time also I spend for you, because you are my friend. And now I have to drop everything and then whatever I have to do other things. And I have to, give my time for you. And your foolish argument disturb my time also. So from this point, remember, don't get into unnecessary argument, situation. You are responsible for your own life and put some value on you. And that's the lesson that lion gave. It's a very beautiful moral, when it comes to ourselves. Sometimes in our life, you have to understand that not only us, this entire human civilizations, go through situations we have seen. But when it comes to ourselves, these little things, we make a big argument. And we all know, end of the day, anything not going to work for both of us. And sometimes at home, these little arguments, and you all knows, no one going to get anything out of that arguments. Everybody, end of the day, everyone going to sleep under the same roof. We all know that. But still, when the situation comes, we get into arguments. So that's why you have to remember, Dharma is not something you have to take somewhere. No, Dharma is, wisdom is to apply for your day-to-day life and become better. And other most important thing, the lesson that you have to remember about this impermanent. Nothing going to be permanent. Remember that it's going to become like a secret mantra for you to protect your life from any difficulties. Nothing is permanent. All the especially, remember, you have to keep it close to your heart. And there was a Zen master. And one guy came and he used to be kind of like a psychic and, black magic and all kind of like that. And so this guy came and asked, oh, master, can you give me some good mantra? Kind of like a superpower, powerful mantra for me. So this master told, Of course I can give. So whatever you do, always remember, keep this close to your heart. So listen this very carefully. For all of you, this is going to become a good secret mantra. Okay. So, and whatever you do, when you drink cup of tea, when you go somewhere, when you wash your face, always remember, keep close to your heart. Nothing is permanent. Keep close to your heart. And then this guy asks, but I heard most of time, a lot of people tells, remember, remind things. Remember this. But you are the one who telling this not to remember, to keep close to my heart. Why you tell that? So then, see that this guy, even, he look for a mantra. He's kind of like someone, that wise. He has some kind of wisdom. So then the master told, because your heart always breakable. Your heart going to break lot of times in many situations, in many occasions, everywhere in your life. So when your heart break, if you have this mantra, nothing is permanent, and right away you can fix that breakable heart. See how beautiful it is? Because most of time we all go crazy when our heart is break. Not heart is, because other things, we give our heart to a lot of things, a lot of people, unknown people, unseen people, and unknown situations. We give our heart. And maybe if it is break, it's very difficult for you, especially, just ordinary people. So then you have to remember, in this sansaric journey, maybe you come to a situation you have to give your heart. That means you have to put your life on that situation. And maybe you're not going to get the right result the way you want, or maybe you're going to get hurt. It's not like this hand or the leg or the back or the head. This all, is part of suffering or the dukkha. But when the heart get pain, it's very difficult. You all know that. But if you know the mantra, this wisdom, nothing is permanent. In that very moment, right away, you can fix your heart and become kind of like a newborn baby. See, newborn babies, they don't care anything. They don't care anything, whatever you say or whatever happen, they become, themselves. So when the mind becomes purified, the same thing happen. You become like a newborn baby. Pabassaramidam bhikkave chitta. When the mind, when the heart purified from all the defilements, desires, and you become like a newly born baby. This heart is so shine, pure. And out of the perception we gain through our eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, little by little, this heart, this life get dusty, cloudy. And that's why this whole calamity is inside us. But practicing meditation will give you an opportunity for yourself to go back to that purity. So in the beginning then, remember, so this wisdom, you have to apply for your day-to-day life, and you have to get the benefit out of it. And in that very level, you gain the very tranquility, calm, undisturbed mind while you're living, not closing your eyes and practicing meditation. When the middle of the argument, when your heart break, when the life fell down, when everything go miserable, your life is kind of like a, caught up in a tornado. That's you. Your house is kind of like a earthquake. It's a kind of like a, your house get into kind of like a flood. But still, you are undisturbed. You have the clarity in you with the purity. No greed, no hatred, no delusion. If you have it, you will see unseen power that you carry within yourself as a human being, because you are so powerful. In this world, in this universe, there is no any other living beings or any aliens powerful than the human beings. Remember that. They all depending from something, and they all have to go through the patterns. Or they all have to depend on what they have done. But when it comes to human life, you are so capable to experience this newness. You are not belong to your past, but most of living beings belong to their past. So you are not belong to your past. But still sometimes we allow it to happen to ourselves. Look, some people live their life, they give up their life to their past. Don't do that. Open your heart and get out of your past and experience this newness in you. And that is where you see how powerful you are. And experience it and get the best out of you. Before you die, you are capable to experience it, and you are capable to gain the highest out of this human intellect. So that way, you will know the beauty of the Dharma and the quality of the wisdom and the value of human life. Without knowing, don't die. So with that, let's get into practice a little bit. So bring your attention to your body and scan head to toes yourself, and scan head to toes yourself and say, Sopateva, oh, may I be well and happy. 3 times. Bring attention to your body and scan head to toes and say, Sopateva, oh, may I be well and happy 3 times, and take a moment and think yourself. We all gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable. May my breath be more smooth. May no difficulties come to me. May all the success come to me. Also think for a moment, this is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime, and detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalation and exhalation. And also remember to see the very impermanence nature of the inhalation and exhalation. So in the beginning, deeply and gently breathe in, breathe out 3 times and find the sensation, please. And allow your inhalations, exhalations happen itself. And recognize it through the sensation. Do nothing extra. Bring your attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also as far as you can through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe, and may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart. Forward, visualize yourself and send it as a light. To your backside, to your left side, and to your right side. Downward and upward. To all six directions at once, like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest, wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. And also by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all your guardian angels and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Ittavata chammihi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe tatta numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya imaya dhamma nu dhamma patipattiya buddham pujemi dhammam pujemi sangham pujemi Attaya imaya patipattiya jati jara vyadi maranam ha paribundisami idamme punya kammang asavakkaya vahang hotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless you.